Good rising, great awakenings. Welcome to AstMaataJi Temple's presentation of Neterian Devotion on Thursdays. My name is Arit, aka Tchiya. Let's see what I can do about this light here. Move it over a little bit. It might be a little better. Okay. I don't think it is, but anyway. So on Thursdays, we have discussions about having a Neterian practice. And then just asking if one person makes a donation to AstMaataJi Temple, then we will have the offering. Today's offering will be music and meditation for Goddess HetHeru and Sekhmet. And that's what we've been doing on Thursdays. It's been a lot of fun. Been meeting interesting people that come on and share aspects of their spiritual practice. And when I say Neterian, most people would, let's see, this is weird, would think I'm talking about Kemetic spirituality, and it is a version of Kemetic spirituality. It is Kemetic spirituality. At AstMaataJi Temple, though, we call it Neterian because when you say Kemet, most people right away think of Egypt. And at AstMaataJi Temple, Neterian practice means anyone who follows the Neteru, and the Neteru are cosmic forces of nature. They're gods and goddesses. I'm not really comfortable with this setup, so I'm going to have to change it a little bit. Just give me a minute. Gods and goddesses, and there's many indigenous and aboriginal cultural traditions all over the world from the four directions that would be considered Neterian. Not Kemetic, but definitely honoring the ancestors and the cosmic forces of nature. So in this spirituality, when you think of, like, for example, this back here is a print from the palace, the temple of HetHeru at Dendera. And most people would say, oh, you worship an idol or a statue or a papyri or a carving in stone. And reality is we are activating cosmic forces of nature within us by making offerings and studying the teachings and participating with others in our spiritual, devotional practices. The gods and goddesses or cosmic forces of nature are what was manifested in order to create the creation as we know it. For example, Ma'at is the cosmic force of balance, truth, and order. And Ma'at exists in everything in life. It's not just, oh, here's Ma'at and there's no Ma'at there. It's here's a lot of Ma'at here and there's hardly any Ma'at there. But Ma'at is always there because it's the cosmic force of balance, truth, order, harmony, justice, reciprocity, and righteousness. And for example, today we're going to be focusing on the goddesses HetHeru and Sekhmet. HetHeru is the cosmic force of beauty, passion, love. And Sekhmet is the cosmic force she's a warrior, she's a protector. And there's two aspects of the myth of HetHeru. There's Sekhmet. There's Sekhmet in the myth of HetHeru, where she was sent to Earth to destroy the unrighteous. And then there's just Sekhmet, the partner of Ptah. So today we're going to be learning a little bit about both aspects of Sekhmet from both traditions. So who am I? Why am I doing this? Well, I studied with Dr. Mwada Ashby at Shatau Neter, Temple of Aset, Sema Institute, for maybe 12 years, at least 11. Oh my goodness, I forgot my water. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, yeah, so I found Dr. Ashby through a friend who lent me her book, Egyptian Yoga Volume 1. And it's a funny story. I was on one of those online dating apps, oh, not an app, social media platform. It wasn't a dating app back then. And I met this really handsome young man, and he was a student of Dr. Ashby. So that is really how I got into this. And we were supposed to meet at a conference for yoga class, for yoga training. And at the last minute, he backed out, but I kept going, and I stayed with the Institute for a long time. So now I'm here doing this work, because my work is mostly with the music. I have started teaching yoga class online and in person. So if you're interested in that, that's on Tuesdays online and Friday afternoons in person. So what we usually do on these sessions, and TikTok, I want to thank those of you for tuning in. Wait a minute, it's not reversed. Hold on. TikTok had I was trying to log in from my other account, and they were making me go through all these steps. I was like, wait a minute, I've already done this. So that's why I'm a little late. So I wanted to thank you for tuning in, those of you who are on TikTok, and for tapping the screen. I really appreciate your presence. If you have any questions, or if you'd like to jump into the conversation, just let me know. I don't usually just bring on random folks, because they tend to want to do the match gaming, and I don't want to do that too. So today we're just going to study from some of my favorite books by Dr. Ashby, Say by Ma, and then at around 9 or so, 9:15 or so, we'll start it late, so maybe around 9:30. If anyone is interested and is willing to make a donation to AstMaataJi Temple, we'll move forward with the devotional music and meditation. But right now we'll have study and conversation. All right, so we usually start with a reading from Dr. Ashby's manual from the Neter Temple of Aset, Temple of Neter, and you can find them at EgyptianYoga.com. And if you want more information on AstMaataJi Temple, you can go to lightbeingwellness.com/AstMaataJi Temple. You'll find it even if you spell it wrong. So this is the prayer manual that they've been using for a long time. I don't know if they still publish them. I'm getting ready to publish the manual for AstMaataJi Temple, and a lot of this information will be in there. So this is a really good guide for when you're just starting your Neterian practice, your Kemetic spiritual practice. We've just been reading through it. If I can remember. Okay, I remember now. Okay. All right, so we are going to continue with our reading today with the Path of Divine Love. Scriptures from HetHeru and Temple Inscriptions. So this chapter basically outlines our practice. In the temple, well, there's the spiritual practice has three aspects of a Kemetic tradition or a Neterian tradition. There's three aspects where you study the myth, you're listening to the myth, reading the myth, getting to know the divinity, empathize with the myth, and he says romanticize, but I figure that's more like visualizing yourself or seeing yourself as the hero in the myth. Do a tap. Then the second aspect is the ritual about the myth. Um, there's lots of different types of rituals, but usually it involves lighting a candle for the fire, incense for the air, pouring water for the soul, representing the soul, or in this case, the one pointed flow of the mind towards the divine. And then the fourth one, and so here he has ritual about the myth, offerings to the divinity, perpetuation, acting like the divinity, chanting the name of the divinity, singing praises of the divinity, divine singing, and, and communing with the divinity, becoming one with the divine. Yeah. And then 3 is the mysticism, melting of the heart, dissolving into divinity, identifying with the divinity. And a few weeks ago, someone asked me a question about why I think this type of a practice, the Kemetic practice or Neterian practice, is different from other indigenous or native practices, or even the religions. Oh, it's old schools of Western imperialism. In my opinion, Western imperialism, you know the myth, the priest and priestess offers the ritual, and then they have the mystical experience in behind closed doors. Indigenous and native traditions, you know the myth, and you go to the you can have the ritual at home, or you can go to the priest and priestess and have the ritual and myth. But they don't always give you all the information for you to have the mystical experience yourself. You still have to go to them for like the mystical experience. And in the Neterian tradition, well, actually, you go to this is what it was. In the native or indigenous traditions, you have the ritual yourself. You make offerings to the divine, and then the divine showers you with blessings. So you can have the ritual at home, and you get showered by blessings from the divine. And in the Neterian practice, you become the divine, and when you make offerings, you're activating these forces within yourself, and you have the mystical experience of communing with the divine in that way. But those are the 3 aspects of this spiritual path. Uash Neter, or the path of divine love, is an of Shetau Neter, or Neterianism, ancient Egyptian African religion. I don't even use the word religion, I just call it spiritual practice. Thank you, Old School Vibes, for being here today. Wait, not Old School Vibe, Old School Views. This is definitely an old school view. The practice of devotion to the divine is an integral part of the movement towards spiritual awakening and enlightenment. Devotion to and the repetition of the divine name is an integral part of the path of divine love, which encompasses the disciplines for promoting spiritual evolution by harnessing the feeling capacity of the human heart. The chanting and praising of the divine name is the process of uttering HetHeru, words of power, containing the name of the chosen divinity, being worshipped in the format of recitation and rhythmic repetition called Hesi. Divine singing makes use of musical forms to intensify the divine feeling experience. Music has a profound effect on the unconscious mind. Have you wondered at the fact that you may forget things and events of the past, but if you hear a song from that time, the feelings come back? Feeling has more staying power than thoughts, but without thought, wisdom, feelings degrade to the level of sentimental blind faith. So music is used to feel the teaching and allow it to have a more profound effect on the personality. The disciplines of the path of divine love are designed to purify the heart, allow a human being to become closer to the divine, and eventually become one with the divine. There are 3 important stages in the process of cultivating Neter Mary, divine love: listening to the mythic teaching, practicing the ritual of the myth, and entering into the metaphysical, mystical reality of the myth. The practice of daily devotional chant Divine singing and divine worship are integral, though not confined to the second stage of the path of divine love. In the Kemetic teaching of devotional love, God is termed Mary, Merri, beloved one. The aspirant is the beloved. That person, the aspirant, is beloved by the Lord. Purdah chapter 4, excuse me. All right. I think we did read that part before, but I'm glad I read it again. Okay, yeah, I think we were on this page. I think we finished that section. And yeah. Great. Okay. Alrighty then. So we are done with reading from this book. Perfect. Okay. All right. So, are there any people on the line right now that have started their Neterian practice or Kemetic practice? I can't ever tell on YouTube because sometimes it says there's no one on, but there is someone on. Oh, it wasn't plugged in because the Wi-Fi goes in and out. So that's why I'm asking you there if you're on there right now, if you've started your Neterian practice, Kemetic practice, and if you have any questions I could answer before I continue. I have set up altars in different areas of my living space and the temple space. I'm very close to a few of the Neteru. But, my personality is the type that has everything going on, multitasking. So I have several different altars. I have the one for this temple, for AstMaataJi temple, which is basically for Aset, Nebuchadnezzar, the dual goddesses of Ma'ati. And then I have one for Ma'at. Then I have the sound healing altar, which is for Nut and Geb and Shu. And in this area of the space, we have, behind me, I have the altar for HetHeru and Sekhmet. Then I have the altar for Asar. And my botanica work with increasing wealth and increasing my business. I have an altar for that. Then for the music altar, I have an altar for Goddess Arit. And when I'm working with my herbs and the salves, I have an altar for Basti, Goddess Bastet. And I also have a altar for the Hindu god or goddess. Oh, Dua for the follow. For Lakshmi and Muruga. And also Hanuman. I work with that energy sometimes. And like I was saying before, those traditions, in my opinion, are more for seeking help or assistance from the cosmic force. And then you are showered with their blessings. I also feel that way with the Orisha, that some of the gods and goddesses came later because the cosmic forces were there at creation. And then these other ones developed later. That's my opinion. I'm not trying to convert anyone or trying to be the master of anything. I'm just sharing. This is my little disclaimer. Just sharing what I've learned over the past 30 or 40 years with spirituality, and that is my understanding. Is that the cosmic forces of nature that we learn about from Kemet were in the process of creation, and then some of the other ones. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, I'm doing well. I'm staying warm today. This is Trina T. I don't know. I can't see it very well, but I appreciate you being here. Wait, there it is. Oh, goodness. The real TY. Oh, it's bad snow there. It's very cold here. It was like 13 degrees this morning. Good rising, Constance. And here in my building where I live, I don't have, oh, Trinity. Oh, Trinity 7. Thank you. I don't have a lot of light right now, so the glasses are working, but I can't see your name. Yeah, it was so cold this morning. I contemplated not setting up today. Oh, try Unity. Oh, I love that. Okay. Yeah, but I'm here. I got the heater going. So I'm here. It's not snowing right now. It's just really cold. Yeah. So I was asking Constance if anyone has started a Neterian practice or if they have any questions about Kemetic devotion and spirituality. I studied with Dr. Ashby at EgyptianYoga.com for many years, almost a decade or over a decade. And now I'm building up AstMaataJi Temple, which is a 508c1a spiritual organization. It's not a 501c3. And if you're interested in learning more about that, I could, I have some resources at the temple website for you. It's different from a 501c3. I'm not going to go more into it right now, but it is a nonprofit. Alrighty then. Now let's take a minute to learn more about the goddesses HetHeru and goddess Sekhmet. Oh, another comment. We're hitting like -8 today. Just finished work and getting ready to take dog for a walk. Oh, okay. Yeah, when I'm done here, I will be taking my dog for a walk. What kind of dog do you have? Anhu. Yeah, I've had a dog probably for most of my life. Actually, I think we got our dog when I was like 7 or 8. And the only time I didn't have a dog when I was living in a college dorm. Okay, Sekhmet, here we go. 73, 74. I'll be right to it. Okay. I had this page folded down for some reason. All right, so here's one illustration of goddess Sekhmet. And like I was, oops, not that one. That one. Like I was saying before, she has two sides to her. Her myth, she has her own legacy as goddess Sekhmet, the partner of Ptah, and I'm drawing a blank as to who the son is. I think Khnum. It'll come back to me. And then she has her role in the myth of goddess Aset. I mean, not Aset. Her myth in the Assyrian resurrection with Ra. So we're going to go a little bit over that. And then halfway mark. Can't be already 8:44. We'll have our devotional offering. So one important element, and this is from Dr. Ashby's book, The Goddess Book, which I refer to quite a bit. One important element of the goddess is the feline aspect. In nature, cats have an inimical relationship with serpents. A special image of the goddess Sekhmet shows her holding the two forces, positive and negative, which together manifest as the opposites of creation. So in this aspect, Sekhmet is likened to the caduceus of Jehuti. She is the consort of the god Ptah and is therefore the dynamic aspect of the spirit Ptah, the very life force of creation. Sekhmet is the central channel, while the two serpents symbolize the solar and lunar poles. Note that the two serpents are in reality one serpent with two heads. This signifies that the energy, while appearing as opposites in the form of two serpents, positive and negative, is in reality two aspects of the same energy. When the opposite forces in the mind and body are harmonized, there is a dawning of the vision of universality and union which underlines all. Sekhmet is closely related to the serpent goddess in all her forms of manifestation, and therefore she is also a presiding deity of the serpent power or internal life force energy. You may know of this as Kundalini, the life force energy. In this tradition, it's the Sekhem, or Sekhmet is the goddess of the Sekhem. And then you might be familiar with the chakras from the Hindu tradition. In this tradition, They're called Arits or Aritu. That's my Kemetic Ren is Arit, which means action or offering or these chakras. In ancient Egyptian mystical terminology, Sekhem is the life force energy of creation. This word is contained in Sekhmet's name. Also, she is related to the Sekhem or the or the sistrum, which I have here. Scam, not Sekhem, Sekhem, Scam. Therefore, she is the goddess of the life force. All right, so here is Sekhmet. Oh, they have all her forms, holding the snake, the serpent, representing positive and negative forces, and the caduceus here. Goddess Sekhmet holding the serpents of the life force. In ancient Egyptian mythology, here we're talking about the myth, the serpent of darkness is seen as the embodiment of ignorance and evil, which threatens the movement of the bark of Ra, and which prevents the spiritual aspirant from attaining enlightenment. Therefore, the goddess in the form of a cat, Bast, the lioness, Sekhmet, or lynx, HetHeru, I never knew that about HetHeru, is seen as the warrior and champion of the gods, Asar and Heru, as well as the aspirant. She is the one who paves the way for spiritual evolution by destroying the evil of ignorance and sinfulness in the human heart. Jewish Sekhmet. Yes, Sekhmet is considered, well, HetHeru Sekhmet is considered to be the most powerful goddess and even the most powerful of the gods and goddesses, because I don't know if we're going to read her myth today, but in the myth, when Ra sent HetHeru to Earth in the form of Sekhmet to eliminate the unrighteous, and she got so carried away with her power, and she enjoyed the taste of blood, and she just started killing innocent people or righteous people. She was just killing everyone. And so she forgot her divinity, which they say is what happens to us when we come down here to earth and we get all caught up in materialism and the matrix. And so we forget our divinity, or we're born in a state of ignorance. And when we say ignorance, we mean ignorance of the divine, ignorance of who we truly are. And so Jehuti, which is the cosmic mind or divine intelligence, was sent to bring Sekhmet back to her divinity by reading, telling her 4 parables. And he also fed her some, was it sajert, which is similar to beer, but it's a bubbly substance, to make her, relax. So she would sit still and listen to the stories, because he came in the form of a baboon, and she's a mighty lioness, so she could have easily taken him out. But she was able to listen to these myths or these legends, and she remembered her divinity and was returned to her place as HetHeru, the daughter of Ra. So anytime we read a sacred writing or a teaching where one of your spiritual teachers is talking about the scriptures, then you can bring yourself back to your divinity. Like, you might forget, like I call it spiritual amnesia, because I had this toolkit of all these things to do when I'm triggered from past trauma or whatever, and I just lose my footing, and then I have a whole list of things to do to bring me back, and then I forget to get to my toolkit. But I've gotten much better, and I just grab a book and read something, or meditate, or have a cup of tea, or do music or devotion or research, but if you do those things, which all involve connecting to the cosmic mind, you can bring yourself back to divinity just the same way HetHeru did. And before I continue, one thing I learned from AstMaataJi is that we have 3 minds. We don't just have one mind. We actually have 3 minds, and most of us only use the first mind. The first mind is the one that's housed in our brain, and it takes care of our our day-to-day activities, like, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I need to cook food, or I need to go shopping. Oh, it's time to do laundry, or I need to do my devotion, or it's time to, whatever. And that is also where the ego is stored. The ego is that constant chatter that's always telling you things. And the ego doesn't want things to change. It wants things to stay the way they are. And so, okay. And so we're taught to not to trust that mind when it's telling you, oh, you can't do this, or oh, you shouldn't do that, or oh, you're no good, or oh, this is terrible, or that type of thing. You don't want to trust that mind. You want to conquer your ego mind. You want to conquer your limited mind. And then we have an infinite mind, which is projecting our experience. This is like, they say it's a simulation because nothing is solid. My hand is not solid. My jacket is not solid. These are all energy particles swirling around at different frequencies and vibrations and coming together in different proportions of the ideal solids, but these aren't solids. This is constantly moving. So our infinite mind is projecting this reality. But if you're not in tune with your infinite mind, then your ego is projecting your reality. And that's where we need reminders, like getting together with other people, or having your spiritual practice, or meditating, so that you stay open to the infinite mind. And then what fills the infinite mind? Because we all have an infinite mind. And each one of us, our infinite mind is filled by the cosmic mind of Jehuti, the cosmic mind of creation. So when you're in meditation, or in a high frequency state of devotion or compassion, or whatever you do to get you to higher frequencies, that is when your infinite mind is filled like a giant waterfall, or pouring, filling your infinite mind with the cosmic wisdom of Jehuti. And so that is why Sekhmet and HetHeru and Set are considered the most powerful, is because they're in their ego state where the fetters of Set have them, and they were able to shake it off and return to their divinity. And that's what we are encouraged to do. Because we do get triggered, we do get caught up, things happen, we get upset. AstMaataJi says you get some wiggle room, like when something traumatic happens and you're upset, and you give yourself grace to grieve, to be angry, to be sad, to be depressed, whatever, you're going to have an emotional response, but the thing is, you can't let that become your normal thing. That's when depression, when you stay in that state for too long, you have to find a way to bring yourself back, whether it's herbs or teas, or going out in nature, or meditate, whatever. Like sometimes when I'm really upset, it's hard to get into that meditative state, but listening to divine music, or dancing, doing yoga, or chanting, or singing, like quick ways, or just picking up a book and reading is quick way. It's good to call people and talk to them, but I feel it's better to get yourself to a balanced state first, and then you can reach out and get confirmation. But like when I was back in my heavy trauma, I would pick up the phone and call somebody, and I needed to get my practice stronger. So that's where I'm with it right now. Okay, I think there's one more paragraph about Sekhmet here. Yes, okay. I didn't know there was this much about Sekhmet. Okay. All right, so this is an image of Sekhmet as Basra. Oh, where is it? Sekhmet Basra. I pointed to the right one for the first time in history. This one right here. It's the all goddess. Another important form of the goddess is known as Sekhmet Basra. Sekhmet Basra is a composite depiction of the goddess encompassing all of the attributes of the goddesses as well as the attributes of the gods. This is a recognition that all things in creation are not absolutely male or absolutely female. All of creation is a combination of male and female elements. Therefore, since creation is androgynous, so too divinity and the human soul are also androgynous. This understanding is reflected in the following instruction from Aset to Heru in the Asarian resurrection. Quote, souls, Heru, son, are of the self same nature in themselves, in that they are from one and the same place where the Creator modeled them. Not nor male nor female are they. Sex is a thing of bodies, not of souls. Okay. Well, let's bring up all types of comments for me. I don't know if I'm going to express them, but I'm just going to say that it's unfortunate that people on earth today don't realize that and feel compelled to chop off their body parts. We all have male and female within us, and it's up to us to balance those energies before seeking to unite with other people in a close personal way. And it's just really unfortunate that we're not taught that sex is a thing of bodies, not of souls. So like someone might be feeling their past life experience in this life. Maybe in the past life they were a woman, in this life they're a man. And if they're really in tune in that way, then they might feel like they need to be in a woman's body in this life. But that's just not the way it works, not in nature. So just unfortunate. Okay, and then there's one more section on Sekhmet. I had no idea. This one's talking about the Arit, the snake form of the goddess. There on the bottom. The serpent form of the goddess represents several important teachings related to the life force energy, Sekhem, permeating creation, emanating from the divine self. It enlivens and sustains all of creation. It also refers to the internal life force energy which lies dormant within every human being. This life force energy is known in modern times as Kundalini. The symbol of the serpent is used because it is a perfect metaphor to represent the serpentine mode of movement which characterizes the serpent power energy. Now, what just came to my mind, that song by Earth, Wind, and Fire, the serpentine fire. I'm gonna have to listen to it again. See if I can find it. I think I would get into a copyright problem if I tried to play it right now, so I'm not going to do that. I already have a strike against me on YouTube. Okay. Okay, the serpent power energy. In the teaching of the Temple of Aset from ancient Kemet, the serpent power, Arat, was symbolized as the image of a serpent with 3.5 coils. Later in history, the same image was used in India to represent the same teaching. For more on the teachings of the serpent power and the spiritual disciplines related to its development for the purpose of promoting spiritual evolution, see the book The Serpent Power by Dr. Mwada Ashby. Right now I'm going to switch over to HetHeru. Is this I don't know. Oh, they say I set HetHeru. Okay. Well, it's a long section for HetHeru, so I don't know about that. Let's see if I can just find something that's not so all-encompassing. Well, of course, they want to point out that HetHeru is represented by a cow as a cow goddess, and of course, in Indian mythology, the cow is also represented as the goddess, the celestial cow, that's Lakshmi. Let's see, where did we see? Okay, I guess this would work. I don't think so. Okay, I'm just going to see if there's another page for HetHeru. If not, we'll just go with that. HetHeru. Wow, there's a lot of uh, too many to read in one session. That's for sure. 37. My goodness. Let's see. 37. Yeah, so these sessions are not planned in advance. If I had to have everything worked out ahead of time, I would not be able to do this. So you have to bear with me. All right, we're just going to go with this one. So here's some different forms of Goddess HetHeru. The cow goddess, a celestial cow. I see the hawk with a special headdress. Oops. Come on, there we go. And she's got a drum. It looks like a drum. In a text from the temple at Deir el Medina, HetHeru is referred to as having the same divine attributes as Heru. She's described as the golden one and the queen of the gods. Her shrines are even more numerous than those of Heru. HetHeru, or her Heru, meaning the house of Heru, and the house above, the heavens, became identified like Heru with the salvation of the initiate. In the Egyptian book of Coming Forth by Day, she is the one who urges the initiate to do battle with the monster Apep, which is a symbol of egoism. It's chaos. Symbol of egoism which spurs negativity and evil, so as not to lose his or her heart as she cries out, "Take your armor." In his papyrus, the initiate is told that she, HetHeru, is the one who, quote, will make your face perfect among the gods. She will open your eyes so that you may see every day. She will make your legs able to walk with ease in the underworld. Her name is HetHeru, Lady of Amenta. In chapter 81, utterance 1, the role of HetHeru in the process of salvation is specified as the initiate speaks the words which will help him her become as a lotus. Quote, I am the lotus pure coming forth from the God of light, the guardian of the nostril of Ra, the guardian of the nose of HetHeru. I make my journey. I run after him who is Heru. I am the pure one coming forth from the field. The lotus has been used since ancient times to symbolize the detachment and dispassion that a spiritual aspirant must develop. The lotus emerges every day out of the murky waters of the pond in order to receive the rays of the sun. The spiritual aspirant, a follower of the goddess, must rise above egoism and negativity, anger, hatred, greed, ignorance. These are fetters of Set in life in order to perceive the light of wisdom and attain spiritual enlightenment. HetHeru and Heru form a composite archetype, a savior with all of the complementary qualities of the male and female principles, inseparable, complete, and androgynous. HetHeru represents the power of Ra, the Supreme Spirit. Therefore, associating with her implies coming into contact with the boundless source of energy which sustains the universe. Therefore, making contact with HetHeru implies developing inner willpower, which engenders clarity of vision that will lead to the discovery of what is righteous and what is unrighteous. A mind which is constantly distracted and beset with fetters such as anger, hatred, greed, conceit, covetousness, lust, selfishness, and even shyness, timidity, self-doubt, self-ignorance. Oh, there's someone with a question. Greetings, can you let me know what book you are reading from? I would love to purchase it. Oh, Evolve Mind and Soul. That would be wonderful. This is the Goddess book by Dr. Muada Ashby, lovingly known as Say by Ma. They have the Temple of Shatau Neter, Temple of Aset, and the website is EgyptianYoga.com. You can find their books on Amazon. He has countless videos on YouTube, and you can become a member of their temple and take wonderful classes and participate in their ceremonies and rituals. I would like to be that well organized someday, doing the same thing. Well, doing what I'm doing now, sharing their wisdom teachings and then offering music for devotion. So thank you for that question. Most of the books that I have here are by him. He has like, I would say, around 200 books that he's written. Yeah. I have maybe 20 of them. He's got a wonderful edition of the HetHeru, which we'll be reading from in a moment. And then he started a new type of book where he, do I have one here? Yeah. Where he breaks down the HetHeru with the hieroglyphs. Well, he's got a great book for hieroglyph study. Oh, here we go. Hieroglyph translation. Yeah. This one. Oh my goodness. He's got so many books. But his latest series, this is one, where he has the trilinear method for interpreting or translating, where he's got the hieroglyph and then the phonetic sounding it out, then the Budge translation, which is kind of gibberish, and then Dr. Ashby's translation. It always is designed to lead us to enlightenment, not just to know the history. The name of the YouTube, probably Egyptian yoga. When he started doing this, people didn't know about Kemet, so he still called it Egyptian yoga. And now that Kemet is the name, the trending term, people are like, why is it called Egyptian yoga? And he's like, because he's been doing this before anybody knew about Kemet, when people didn't believe that ancient African Egyptians were quote unquote black. Yeah, I've studied with him for like 12 years. I still study their books. I'm just not taking their classes right now. But it was an amazing experience, and I highly recommend that you try to get in some of his classes. I don't know if they're still doing. I'm sure that I have devotional worship on Sunday mornings, and different times throughout the week. I haven't been active in a while, so if you find out anything new, let me know. Okay, so okay. And mine, which is I got distracted. Sorry. Fetters of Set. I was talking about Fetters of Set and Sekhmet. Okay. Okay. And mine, which is constantly distracted and beset with fetters, anger, hatred, greed, conceit, covetousness, lust, selfishness. Oh, and I was talking about some other ones like shyness, being. Oh, your phone keeps freezing. Oh, don't need to apologize. Also being shy, doubting yourself. Those are also fetters of Set. Cannot discern the optimal course in life. That's when we're allowing our ego to steer our boat rather than we steering our boat or having HetHeru steer the boat. It becomes weak-willed because the negative emotions and feelings drain the mental energy. Thus, unrighteous actions and sinful thoughts arise, and the only sin is going against the divine. That's really, I'm rolling my eyes at myself because I'm experiencing a little bit of doubt. Negative emotions and feelings drain the mental energy. Thus, unrighteous actions and sinful thoughts arise, and the weak mind cannot resist them. Unrighteous actions lead to adverse situations, and adverse situations lead to pain and sorrow in life. See the Astarian Resurrection and Egyptian Tantra Yoga for more on HetHeru and the teachings of Egyptian Tantra Yoga. Okay, I thought for sure that the parables were in here. I at least wanted to read the parables, and then we'll move on. Let's see if they're in here. I guess they're kind of long, so let me just see if I can find them today. I don't know. I've actually written songs about the parables. I just haven't finished them. I haven't recorded them. But let me see if it's in here. Parables. Nope, it's not in here. So we'll have to save that for another time, because I don't know where they are. But they're 4 amazing surahs. They sound like, what was that? Aesop's fables. Remember, I don't know about you, but when I was a child, still heavily indoctrinated by Western imperialism, we were always told about Aesop's fables, about the lion that got a thorn in his paw. And I guess earlier he saw a mouse and he didn't kill the mouse. He says, I'm going to spare your life. He says, oh, thank you. And so then he gets a thorn in his paw and it's a mouse that pulls it out. Something like that. They have morals. And so you can find the origin of those parables in the teachings of, what's it? Amenemope, the wise teacher. And also you can find them in Jehuti's parables. But yeah, we were only taught about Aesop's fables back then. All right. So another thing that I've been working on, I have this cute little folder, and I started it a long time ago where I had indexed the teachings from the Purdah Maru, so that if I wanted to study about Heru, I could just go to my little list and find all the ones about Heru. So I don't know why I wanted to do that, but it was really important to me to be able to find it without having to go look through the index of the book. I don't know, but I'm just keeping all my little records here, and then I have some of the prayers, at least some I had forgotten about, written out. I just want to get it more organized. Some I had forgotten about. And then I also have a section where I have my favorite passages from the Purdah Maru that I'd like to be read during my transition, and if someone chooses to have a memorial, things like that. Oh, here I have the one for Sekhmet here. I don't know. Maybe we'll access it during the devotional. Oh, wow. I have a letter here from my grandmother from January 8th, 1998. I forgot it was in here. I'm going to have to read it. So that's something else you can do with your spiritual practices, put together the passages. Oh, here's the I wasn't there, but this is one of my ancestors, Walter Evans Gray. This is his, what do you call it? Not obituary, your memorial service program. April 20th, 1927. Yeah, you can start getting that together. Okay, so usually I close out. TikTok saying I have to do this. Usually I close out this segment of the program with a reading from the book from my very first Good Rising, Great Awakening, Divine Masculine. Oh my goodness, I've been seeing a lot of you lately. Thank you for tuning in. You're just in time for a reading from this book, Cosmic Science of the Ancient Masters, and how appropriate that the cover has I forgot the name of this. It's the astrology wheel from the Temple of HetHeru in Dendera. And this is Professor Hilton Otema, who was, a European or Caucasian American white guy who at some point in his life realized that in the past, I'm so glad you're here. In the past life, he was a priest at a temple in ancient Kemet. So he published all these amazing books on spirituality and diet and health and nutrition and alternative everything. And his whole purpose of doing that was he felt that the what is called Black people in America, or African Americans, were descendants of the people from ancient Kemet. And back then people thought he was crazy, but that's why he wrote all these books. A lot of people think here's some white guy taking our teachings, our wisdom, and he was really just trying to help us. But he was one of my first teachers. He was my first book teacher, and then my first spiritual teacher was the one that introduced me to the books. So I really like reading his books because when I read them 30 something years ago, I didn't know anything about Kemetic spirituality. And he talks kind of in code. There's some words that he mentions that if you weren't already a student of ancient Kemet, you wouldn't know what he was talking about. And so it's fun for me to go back and read it because now I know exactly what he's talking about. So this is one book that I actually am going in order. A lot of the other books I just randomly choose a page, but this one I'm going in order. And this one is the page I have marked now is from chapter, what is this? Chapter 8, the resurrection. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and read a little bit from this book, and then we'll move into our devotion. So it's been a long time since we've read this part. So when he says these questions, we won't remember. But anyway, what do these statements mean? How does the change take place? I'm talking about our body die. Thank you for becoming a team member. How does man's soul leave the spirit world and how does it return? These secrets were taught the initiates in the ancient mysteries. And of course, by ancient mysteries, they mean the Kemetic spirituality centers. The ancient masters, ancient Kemetic people, held that the spirit becomes manifest in the body of man when impregnation occurs in the female uterus. That is the condition of its mundane manifestation. That is incarnation. That is the burial of the soul in matter. According to the masters, it is a living death. It is an entombment of the spirit that carries life on, but under physical conditions, dramatized in the ancient mysteries as the death of the soul. Of course, that is Asar, the Asari resurrection. Asar is the universal soul. That was only a figure of speech. The master said, quote, and I like studying with Hotema because, he's of the era where he was still dealing with a lot of Christians. And so he would quote scriptures from their work, from their Bible, and show how it is coming from the ancient masters' wisdom. So it's good for me. I don't really study the Bible anymore. I did for a long time, but I don't anymore. But I always enjoy seeing how he correlates the wisdom teachings. Okay. So this is a quote from the Bible. The soul becomes created. No. I think this is one where he's talking about the soul, the ancient masters, and then he's telling you where you can find it in the Bible. The soul becomes cribbed, cabined, and confined in the limitations of the carnal body as it loses a dimension of consciousness at each step on the descending image of the earthy. So all men shall also bear the image of the spiritual. And he says you find that at 1 Corinthians 15:49. And we talked about Apollonius. I don't know, Apollonius is also known as Paul. And Apollonius is the man that lived back in the day. And then when they created the Bible, the New Testament, they took the life events of Apollonius and fashioned the life of JC after Apollonius. So if you're interested in learning more about that, you should look for the book by Hotema called The Mystery Man of the Bible. I had a massive library of all types of spiritual mystical books. I had a massive collection of Professor Hilton Hotema. And when I moved from California to Chicago, my entire, I'd say 99% of my library was quote unquote lost. Apollonius Paul then clearly and definitely rejects the false doctrine of a physical resurrection, for he declares, "Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood, physical body, cannot enter the kingdom of God." And then I guess that's verse 50. The physical natural body of man remains subject to the law that rules all physical substance. That body never rises from the grave. It dissolves and returns to dust, just as the Bible says, Ecclesiastes 12:7. And didn't we read a proverb earlier? It said, Sex is a thing of body, not of souls. There's another quote about the earth is to the body to earth, and the soul to heaven. Something similar along the same lines. I don't have it in front of me. Initiation proper into the ancient mysteries, wrote Dr. Angus, was considered a physical death from which the initiate rose through rebirth, born again. The hour of midnight was often chosen as the most appropriate time for initiation. There was a familiar wordplay on the words initiation and dying. To die is to be initiated, said Plato. Then we know where he got that from. Then to be initiated into the kingdom of God is to die, and death is the supreme initiation. He's got some references here, but oh no, those are quote marks. Okay. And so in the ceremonies of initiation, the Hierophant or the aspirant pointed to the mummified form of Osiris or Asar, lying on his bier, and to the candidate said, "Cast your eyes upon this motionless figure. After death, you will resemble it." The most secret initiation, to which only the most elect were admissible, taught the neophyte how man's soul leaves the spirit world and how it returns. See, I'm not going to go on forever. In that most ancient work, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the Book of Coming Forth by Day, God or the divine is made to say to the candidate, "I have the power to be born a second time." It said, this is John 3:3-5-7. As spirit, I enter the human body and come forth again as spirit, and look down upon my form, which is that called man. That is incarnation taught by the masters as the burial of the soul in matter. It is a living death, according to the masters. It is the entombment of the spirit that carries life on, but under physical conditions, dramatized as death in the Egyptian mysteries. Okay, just a little bit more, and I'll stop. Proclus mentioned an interesting fragment of the ceremonies of the mysteries related to the symbolical death and burial in the Dionysiac Orphic rites as follows. Quote, the Hierophant commanded that the body should be buried except the head in the most secret of all initiations, as a result of which the spirit in us is Dionysiac, divine, and a veritable image of Dionysus, the mystery religion. Have any of you had that ritual? I had the good fortune of initiating into the Raseiki tradition of Kemetic Reiki, and we're going to have a little bit about that in a few minutes. And that's one thing that they do. They bury you in the sand, but just leave your head showing. It was an experience. Yeah. Okay, so I will fold this page, and next time we'll start there. All right, so that is a little bit on the discussion or talking about having a Neterian spiritual practice and about goddess HetHeru and Sekhmet, just a little bit. And now, if anyone is interested, we ask for a donation to AstMaataJi Temple. It can be $1, it could be a star on TikTok, or Sister Constance has been supporting these programs for the week since I just initiated this process recently. And I have Cash App, $Amet Elmaat, or PayPal or Venmo, Light Being Wellness. And I'll just wait a few minutes and see if anyone is able to make a donation. It could just be $1, it could be 50 cents, anything, to have some reciprocity going on to support AstMaataJi Temple. I have to buy propane tanks for my heat and, just things. So that's my new thing for this serious culmination calendar year 2025 is to actually ask for donations for AstMaataJi Temple. It's very awkward and difficult. So we'll just sit here for a few minutes because I certainly don't want Constance to be the only one that takes it forward. So if you do make a contribution to the temple, that will mean everyone can access this offering. It'll be on the live YouTube replay if someone missed the live stream. And we just have the opening of the altar and then some opening chants and read from the Perdemaru. We'll have chants for HetHeru and Sekhmet, and then a brief meditation. And also talk a little bit more about Sekhmet. I was talking about this book before, Raseki, Kemetic Reiki, Senti Kajaraniya. Well, Rekit, she's my Senti, but Rekit Kajaraniya times. Congratulations, Purple. Oh, well, thank you. Someone made a gift offering. Thank you. Oh, looks like Divine Masculine, and the other one went by so fast. Thank you very much, Divine Masculine. A wonderful brother who's always encouraging and supporting these activities. So we get transition here. My jacket is so warm in here, I can hardly believe it. It was so cold this morning. It was ridiculous. And I'll turn down the lights. And I haven't made offerings to HetHeru in a while. So some of the songs I may not remember. In fact, there's one I'm going to have to get the lyrics. I hope I can find it today. I'll turn the lights down. Right. And before I begin, I also want to remind you that a lot of these songs are available online, music albums, and you can, follow them on Spotify, things like that. Really not good at promoting myself. Let's see if I can find this one song I haven't sung it in a long, long time. Before I get started. Okay, should be here. I don't see it. Yeah, I like to call on Sekhmet when I need to be more disciplined. It's my time. Because when I tend to do something, I want to do it until I finish. And sometimes I have to stop and do something else. And that's really hard for me. Because I could just keep going and going and going and going. Come on, I got to find this one song. I have started organizing all my music for the songbook. But it's not ready yet. Okay, well, I may not be able to for this one song. Might be over there. I put all the music in one place so I could start working on the book, right? But now I don't know where it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think it's here today. Okay. I have one more place to look. And we'll start. Okay, I think I remember that. I might have one word off. I don't know the exact translation, but it'll be all right. Okay. All right. So, okay. You don't really need to see me. You just need to see the altar. Where's my glasses? All right, so we're going to start our devotional offering to Sekhmet and HetHeru. And yeah, I'm going to do the other altar opening. Hold on a second. I have two. All right. So we have both altar openings. So this is the traditional one for Temple of Shaitan. So first we uncover the altar, which represents unveiling our divinity, uncovering our hidden divinity. Can you see the altar? No. Yes, you can. Can you see the altar? There we go. Okay. Oh, that's a better version. Okay, light the candle. The lighting of the candle represents the Aku, the divine light within, that is to be awakened. I usually like to light it with incense, not the lighter. Incense, which represents the fragrance of the personality. It exudes with a divine fragrance, which rises up, attracts, and communes with the divine. And then we have the libation. Pour purified water from one container to the next, silently and continuously, symbolizing the one-pointed flow of the mind towards the divine. Oops. Forgot something else. Fresh fruit or vegetable is in front of the altar. And here's the traditional offering. Hotepdi nesu netera, anpu epwat neptajase, pekeru kakaped, si neter adi makeru. Hotepdi nesu netera, anpu epwat neptajase, pekeru kakaped, si neter adi makeru. Hotepti nesunetera. Anpu wepwat neptajisen. Perkeru kakapen. Sineter arimakeru. Hotepti nesunetera. Anpu wepwat neptajisen. Perkeru kakapen. Sineter arimakeru. Translation. Offering is given to the Supreme Divinity, Anpu, the prayer of the traveler, and Wepwat, opener of the ways, Lord of the sacred land. The spoken offering is 1,000 beef complete maleness and 1,000 geese complete femaleness. This causes divine to make one true of speech and enlightened being, Hetep. And now I would also like to show another way to open the way, since we're working with Sekhmet today. If you can see me. Yeah. This is a tradition that I learned from the Amaku temple, Akeru temple with goddess Amaku, and also from the Raseki tradition. I do mine a little differently, but I've started to the west, not to the east. And it was wonderful ankh prepared by Uab Setna from the Temple of Heru in Atlanta. Spilled wax on it. So first, you open it by chanting Ankh. 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 This is a short version. Natadak Aset Anuk Aset Natadak Amset Anuk Amset Dua Inter. Natadak Nebenhet Anuk Nebenhet Natadak Happy Anuk Happy Dua Inter. Natadak Nit Anuk Nit Natadak Dumatev Anuk Dumatev Dua Inter. Natadak Selket Anuk Selket Natadak Kebisanuk Anuk Kebisanuk Dua Inter. Natadak nu, tanuk nu, natadak nu, anuk nu, duenta. Natadak taor, tanuk taor, natadak gib, anuk gib, duenta. Natadak tef nu, anuk tef nu. Natadak shu, anuk shu. Natadak pout netadu, anuk pout netadu. Natadak never netadu, anuk never netadu. During time. So there we opened the gateway, and at the end, you have to remember to close the gateway. Or the portal opening. So that was the 4 directions above and below, and then all the ancestors that weren't named, and then all the ones of the the Pauti Netadu, the 9 main gods and goddesses. Good rising, great awakening, Hatshepsut. And special thanks to Divine Masculine for making the donation so we can have this special time together. I really don't want this light on. Let me see what happens if I turn it on. Still see y'all. Ooh, just a candle. Nope. That's pretty though. Let's see if I turn it down. That might work. I just don't want it in my face like that. Okay. All right, so now we're going to have some of our opening chants. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Remove obstacles to my success in my spiritual practice. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Lead souls through the narrow pathways to know the difference between real and unreal. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Message from heaven and hell. Face black as night, golden as the day. If we watch her by night is my day. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. May Anpu make my thoughts burn, so that I may stand upon them. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. I've washed myself in the waters where Anpu washed himself, where he was the officer of embalmer and bandager. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. Oh, Anpu, open the ways. My lips are the lips of Anpu. 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 Do Anpu. And now we're going to have the 4 great truths of Shatal Neter. Oh, man. And you can find them, I'll read the translation. You can find them in the Shatal Neter manual. HetHeru, Neterian, on the odds we said, say come in. Say what you say, not fool inside you say. Marisha, Rekha Ab HetHeru, on the odds we said, say come in. Say what you say, not fool inside you say. Marisha, Rekha Ab HetHeru, on the odds we said, say come in. Say what you say, not fool inside you say. Marisha, Rekha Ab HetHeru, on the odds we said, say come in. Say what you say, not fool inside you say. Marisha, Rekha Ab HetHeru. Tap. Translation. Panatar Uua Nebujer Neteru. The Neter, the Supreme Being, is one and alone, and is Nebujer, manifesting everywhere and in all things in the form of gods and goddesses. Nebujer means all-encompassing divinity, the all-inclusive, all-embracing spirit which pervades all and who is the ultimate essence of all. This first truth unifies all the expressions of Kemetan religion. AstMaataJi said, say Kemen. Lack of righteousness brings fetters to the personality, and these fetters lead to ignorance of the divine. Commentary. When a human being acts in ways that contradict the natural orders of nature, negative qualities of the mind will develop within that person's personality. These are the afflictions of Set. Set is a Neteru of egoism and selfishness. The afflictions of Set include anger, hatred, greed, lust, jealousy, envy, gluttony, dishonesty, hypocrisy, etc. So to be free from the fetters of Set, one must be free from the afflictions of Set. Say Washu, Say Nafu, and Sayu Set. Devotion to the divine leads to freedom from the fetters of Set. To be liberated, Nafu, freedom to breathe, from the afflictions of Set, one must be devoted to the divine. Being devoted to the divine means living by Ma'at. Ma'at is a way of life that is purifying to the heart and beneficial for society as it promotes virtue and order. Living by Ma'at means practicing steady spiritual practices and disciplines. Uwashu means devotion, and the classic pose of adoring the divine is called dua. Standing or sitting with hands upraised. Dua to all of you. Standing or sitting with upraised hands facing outwards towards the image of divinity. Number 4, Arit Rekha Ab Study. The practice of the Sheti disciplines leads to knowing oneself as a divine. This is called being true of speech. Doing Sheti means to study profoundly, to penetrate the mystery, Shatout, and discover the nature of the divine. There have been several practices designed by the sages of ancient Kemet to facilitate the process of self-knowledge. These are the religious Shatout traditions and the Sima, Smaitawi yogic disciplines related to them that augment the spiritual practices. All the traditions relate the teachings of the sages by means of myths related to particular gods or goddesses. It is understood that all of these Neteru are related like brothers and sisters, having all emanated from the same source, the same supremely divine parent, who is neither male nor female, but encompasses the totality of the two. Okay, so we have a great question here from Hatshepsut. However, we've moved into the devotional aspect of the program. So I would like to save your question for next Thursday, if that's all right with you, because this is my devotional time, and I don't want to get into a discussion right now. Did I bring a pen? Because that's one of the problems they had with my programs before. I would start talking, and they just want the devotion. So I'm trying. That's a very good question. Because there's lots of different ways to do that. So I want to do that for you. Okay. Right. And then we have the chant that's offered before reading from the HetHeru. The Temple of Shatou Neter, they have 2 chants, and for purposes of live streaming, I have this one offering for time. Om Nebuchadnezzar Kepra Sarom. 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 Nebuchadnezzar Kepra Sarom. Nebuchadnezzar Kepra Sarom. So now we're open. All right, so first I wanted to talk about some of the things on the altar, some of the items I have here. Well, it's time for some more incense. I have this wonderful incense burner with Goddess Bastet. She's a sister of Sekhmet, another lioness or feline energy. I have this beautiful fragrance that I got from, can you smell it? When I was in Egypt at the Per Ankh Hotel, I can't remember his name. He's got a wonderful gift shop. So I had to put on the fragrance, another way to connect with the divine. On a warm summer day, I would apply it on all my chakras, but it's too cold right now. I have this fascinating item here. The head doesn't fit. It's a canopic jar. I got it in Egypt. I can't remember the name of the site. I remember it. And, the salesman can get kind of desperate. And I was like, I wanted it because it's Sekhmet. I said, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. And my spirit was just get it. We got to go. So it's my little Sekhmet canopic jar. It doesn't fit the base. And this beautiful Sekhmet statue that was, I asked someone to pick one up for me if they found one. And said it's very rare to find a statue of Sekhmet. And they found this one outside of the Temple of HetHeru. And then when I got to go back, I was looking for a HetHeru, but it's smaller than Sekhmet statue, but not on purpose. And Sekhmet HetHeru is the life force energy, the second. So when we do our chakra meditation, I have these is it 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7. I have these chakra stones that represent the chakras, so we can use them in our meditation. And then I also have some quartz, healing the heart. Yeah, I can't seem to show it very well. Healing the heart there. So I use those in my meditation. I have this on here. This is a tassel from when I got to dance in Carnival in Rio de Janeiro back in 2007. And this beautiful, gigantic sun warrior costume. I couldn't bring it back on the plane, so I brought this back. And then I have some artwork here. This is when Jehuti is giving his eye to HetHeru to bring her, she came back from being Sekhmet. She returned her. And I just noticed that. And then I have another image of Sekhmet giving the, what is this called? Can't remember the name. The necklace she's bestowing enlightenment on the aspirant. And I've seen it called the female phallus, because we're giving the life force energy. So these are my images of Sekhmet and HetHeru. One is giving enlightenment and one is receiving. And this is also where I have my Yoni Steam Center. So I have a fan. Okay. All right, so now let's have some readings or chants for Sekhmet and HetHeru. Here's my pillow. And this is just an example of what I do during my spiritual practice. This is just how I am. Looking for things, unorganized. Can you tell us about ablution duties? Yes, I will talk about those on our next class. I wrote it down, so I'm going to remember. That's very good. And got lots of love and support coming over here on TikTok. I'm glad you're enjoying the session. All right, so this is something I got from Raseki Temple. It's a way to invoke Sekhmet. Like I said, I was going to do Ma'at. I decided to do Sekhmet because I need to get more discipline with my schedule of the day. I usually stand up for this. So. A melody. Yeah, this is a prayer for courage. Ya Sekhmet, Ya Sekhmet, Ya Sekhmet, Dua Sekhmet, oh Sekhmet. Mightier than the Neterian, break one of fury. Come forth to me, shine your light on me, shine your light within me. Bring light where there is darkness, oh Sekhmet. She who travels in lightning, remove my fears, give me the courage to stand up and speak up with righteousness and truth. Today and every day, may it be so. Dua Sekhmet. Dua Sekhmet, Dua Rakit Kajarnia Ya, Dua Raseki Temple. Raseki. Like I said, I'm not going to get into discussion. Let's just keep it open. Where did it go? I don't know. All right, let's get some more valuable wisdom about Goddess Sekhmet. want some more chants. I think this one is not. All right, yeah, this is level 2. I don't have level 1, so. Okay, yeah, so. No, this isn't the right one. Oh, here we go. It's in the back. All right, this is what I was looking for. It's in the back. Okay. All right. Here's another adorations to Sekhmet. Behold, I smell the earth before the mighty one. Behold, how I have kept the vigil in the shrine of Sekhmet. Behold, I am the child of Sekhmet, the body of the east. I am with her. I am one with her. I am Sekhmet, and the flames of all those who praise her. I am the hand of the powerful goddess, wearer of the solar disk. I am the twice beautiful one, more splendid than yesterday. I am she who goes forth with Ra. I am she. My hair is the hair of Sekhmet, the golden one. My eyes are the eyes of the lioness. My ears are the ears of the goddess. My nose is the nose of she who can sniff out all evil. My teeth are the fangs which can devour the darkness. My neck is the neck of the divine goddess. My hands are the hands with long claws. My forearms are the forearms of the mighty one. My backbone is golden and it shines with splendor. My chest is the chest of the mighty one of terror. My belly and back are the belly and back of Sekhmet. My buttocks are strong as the goddess. My hips and legs are the hips and legs of the goddess. My feet are the clawed feet of the lion goddess. There is no part of me that is not of the goddess. I am Sekhmet, who cometh forth in the dawn. I am the power of Ra by day. I shall not be dragged back by my arms, and none shall lay violent hands upon me, lest I destroy them utterly. Neither man nor God shall hurt me, nor shall the living, nor shall the holy dead detain me, nor shall the demons destroy me in battle, for I am Sekhmet, and I shall eat off their faces. I am she who cometh forth. I am yesterday, and I am the seer of millions of years. I am the power of the divine judge. I dwell in the east. I am the lady of eternity, the unveiled one. My name is created to defy all evil. I am the flame that shineth in the sanctuary. I am Sekhmet. Do a Sekhmet. Okay, that's good. All right, now let's return to some work of the works by Dr. Ashby on Sekhmet and HetHeru on the part of Meru, and then we'll have divine singing. So I know I already did this. Here's my little guide here. Sekhmet. It's just one part of earth. Okay. Opening the mouth. Power over water. Okay. Page 210. Let's try 210. Okay. All right, so this is a reading from chapter 11 of the Purdah Meru, the words for opening the mouth. And the mouth represents consciousness, represents your consciousness. Oh, okay. Sekhmet is the consort of Ptah. I don't know if you can see the images here. Yeah, that one's showing up good. There we go. And this picture from chapter 11, the priest assumes the role of Ptah, opening the mouths, the eyes of the initiate with various instruments. And then when I go like this, when I'm doing a reading from Purdah Meru, that means you insert your name, because we're reading these myths, but it's the myth of our lives as well, not just the deities that are discussed here. So you are Asar, like I'm Asar Arit, that's my spiritual name, command name. These words will open up the mouth of Asar Arit. O Ptah, open my mouth. Loosen the heavy weight of the bandages placed on my mouth by the god of my town. Come, Jehuti, filled and equipped with words of power to loosen these double bandages of Set, which are shielding my mouth. Atun repulses the obstruction of these fetters. My mouth is opening now. As for Shu, he opened the mouth of the gods and goddesses with the iron harpoon of heaven. I am Sekhmet. I rest upon the pedestal in the great wind, the magnanimous sky I am. I am the great Sa, the innermost of souls in Anu. As for Hekau, all words spoken against me, the company of gods and goddesses will stand up for me against those. And now from the pyramid text, opening of the mouth and eyes. O initiate, I have come in search of you, for I am HetHeru. I have struck your mouth for you, for I am your beloved son. I have split open your mouth for you. I have split open your eyes for you with the kapesh of the eye of HetHeru. Kapesh, I have split open your mouth for you. I have split open your eyes for you with the adezi of upuat, with the adezi of iron. And those are tools that use to open your consciousness, and they represent constellations in the sky, the never setting stars, the bear and the Big Dipper. All right, let's see if we got another one over Sekhmet. Page 241. Oh, I know that one. Chapter 19. This is actually one of my favorites, and we'll have a song from this chapter coming up. This is chapter 19, the Tree of Life. Goddess Nut is the Tree of Life. This is the chapter of the Tree of Life, breathing air and possessing water in the Duat, in the netherworld. Like after the body dies, your soul has an experience, and it gets to determine if it's going to move on to the eternity or come back to reincarnate. Well, you don't determine, your heart determines it. But while you're in the Duat, wouldn't it be great to have air and water? Yes. Because you think in eternity you don't need these things, but apparently people are still like, we're still living out our lives in eternity. So you want to set your life up now the way you want it to be in eternity. That's how I'm looking at it. But I'm not supposed to have commentary. Sorry. Vignette from chapter 19. The tree of life is the symbol of the goddess. Through it, she nourishes all life, and in particular, she provides spiritual strength to the aspirant for success in the spiritual journey. Words to be spoken by Asar Arit Makadu. Hail to you, great river in the heavens. In thy name of traverser of the heavens, grant thee power over the water to Asar Makadu, like Sekhmet, who protected Asar against the violence on the night and day of slayings. Lead Asar Arit Makadu to this abode where there is an abundance of water, just as you led those other honorable persons who were slain and became a noble blessed soul, knowing not they the name of he who led him. Asar Arit Makadu is opening up in Jed. Asar Arit Makadu's nostrils are opening up in Jedu, in Hetep, the dwelling place in Anu, the house that was constructed by Sesheta, on which Kanum is standing. If there is a north wind blowing, sit on the south side. If there is a south wind blowing, sit on the north side. If there is a west wind blowing, sit on the east side. If there is an east wind blowing, sit on the west side. Lowering the eyebrows on the nostrils, Asar Arit Makadu enters to all places therein to all places desired and resides therein. Resides, desire. Interesting. And then there's a commentary, but we're not going to go into that right now. Oh, and I didn't do one for HetHeru. Let's see if I can quickly find a reading for HetHeru. I'll just go to the glass. Oh, I know why I did that. Okay. HetHeru. Sure, there's going to be a million selections. Oh, it's not a million. Okay. Let's see if we can find a good one. 93. Okay. Okay. This is chapter 5 of the HetHeru by Seba Ma, page 193. Recognition of Goddess HetHeru as the power to live in righteousness. HetHeru is the Lady of Anointed. No, excuse me. HetHeru is the Lady of Amet. She is also the dweller in Urt. And she is also the mistress of the exalted blessed land. She is the eye of Ra, and she dwells in his forehead, which is the beautiful face in the boat of forever. She is the seat of peace from which righteousness and truth can be done within the boat of the favored ones, the blessed beings. She makes it possible for the boat of the sun to make its journey in Ma'ati. In this image, the goddess HetHeru is in the form of a hippopotamus, presides over the Hetep offerings as she herself, in the form of the Mahert cow, looks on from the mountain of Amenta above the tomb. I've seen this many times, but I had no idea that the hippopotamus was representing HetHeru. I thought the hippopotamus was Ta'ert, but it's the goddess HetHeru in the form of Ta'ert. Beautiful. And then chapter 58, the chapter of being in the presence of the goddess HetHeru perpetually. This image is from the papyrus Nu. The initiate stands next to goddess HetHeru. These words are spoken by Asar Arit. Behold, I am a pure traveler. Behold, O Ani. Let me be among those who follow the goddess HetHeru. All right. And then, of course, Seba Ma has an elaborate gloss on that reading. So now we're going to move into some devotional singing and then the meditation and some chanting. Let's start with them. Tchiya Sekhmet, Tchiya Amet, Arit, Sekhmet, Tchiya Sekhmet, Tchiya Amet, Arit, Tchiya Sekhmet, Tchiya Arit, Tchiya Sekhmet, Dua Asen Arimes Ankujasenen 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 Adorations to Goddess Sekhmet, power of the life force energy. Adorations to Goddess Aset, divine intuition and mother of wisdom. Do for these children life, vitality, and health. HetHeru. All right, here's the chant from chapter 19. There's a song from chapter 19. You are new, you are song. Wait, let me start again. Okay. So like I said, I haven't done these in a long time. Wait. I'm drawing a blank. Hold on, let me look at that. Scripture. That's why I decided to do Sekhmet and HetHeru instead of Aset because I always do them, and I cannot remember my own song. Starts with new, right? Do I new? Oh, I got it now. Okay. Apologies. Do a newt, do a star, do a segment, do a sasheta, do a canoe. Do a newt, do a star, do a segment, do a sasheta, do a canoe. Do a newt, do a star, do a segment, do a sasheta, do a canoe. Do a newt, do a star, do a segment, do a sasheta, do a canoe. Do a newt, do a star, do a segment, do a sasheta, do a canoe. Oh. Could have gone longer on that one. Oops, no commentary. So again, this is a harp that I got at the Temple of Heru at Edfu. It's more like a lyre or lyre. And the harp that I usually have was stolen in 2023. So these songs are not made with this harp, but I still play it until I get another one. Nukpu HetHeru, 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 Nukpu HetHeru. HetHeru, HetHeru, Neteri ta. Nukpu HetHeru, 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 Nupu HetHeru Neterita. Nukpu HetHeru Neteri Ta. Nukpu HetHeru Neteri Ta. Nukpu HetHeru. 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 Nukpu HetHeru Neteri Ta. Nukpu HetHeru Neteri Ta. Nukpu HetHeru Neteri Ta. Nukpu HetHeru Neteri Ta. Nukpu HetHeru. 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 Nukpu HetHeru Neteri Ta. Nukpu HetHeru Neteri Ta. Nukpu HetHeru Neteri Ta. Nukpu HetHeru Neteri Ta. Do a HetHeru. Do a HetHeru. Hetep. I can't remember the last time I sang that song. All right. Okay, now the song that I could not find the lyrics to, but I believe I remember it. And it's called HetHeru Aha, which means stand up. So I got to stand up for this one. And I apologize in advance if I mess up the lyrics. But it's been years since I've done offerings to Goddess HetHeru. Oh, I needed to get up anyway. My legs are. Okay. Well, you don't need to see. HetHeru Am Sekhmet Tanda Betawi Tanda Becher Ruben Tawi Rekha Ab Study Neterian Tanda Betawi Tanda Becher Tanda Tritana I'm trying one time. HetHeru Am Sekhmet Tanda Betawi Tanda Becher Ruben Tawi Rekha Ab Study Neterian Tanda Betawi Tanda Becher Tanda Tritana HetHeru, stand up, raise yourself up as a divine goddess of the life force energy. And I don't remember the translation for the next part. Then the last part is, the people love you. The Neterian love you. They adore your name. Still HetHeru, the great goddess. I apologize, I don't have the exact translation. That's a wonderful song by Dr. Mwada Ashby. Do I say Bahama? Do I say Bacha? Okay. Oh, thank you. Except Sid says the place looks good. Yes. It's coming along, do I? All right. Now let's do a chant. We can do call and response. Oh wait, I have another song for Sekhmet. This one is the one I was talking about where I wanted to honor Sekhmet today because I call on Sekhmet not just for warrior, stand up and stand for Ma'at, but also just to be more disciplined in my day. Because you set a certain time to do something, and then when that time comes, I will keep going, and then I will throw off my schedule. So right now I'm just looking to activate that force of discipline and order, in my life. And so this one is in, well, you'll understand, it's English and Neterian. Let's see, should I bring my bells? Oh, here they are. Order my day. Nope, started off right. Order my space, order my mind. Order my mind, order my day. Order my day, order my life. Order my life, order my space. Do one heaven hand. Order in my space. Do us a shaitan. Order in my mind. Do us Sekhmet. Order in my day. Do Amet. Order in my life. Order in my space. Order my mind. Order my mind. Order my day. Order my day. Order my life. Order my life. Order my space. Nuku never had. Order in my space. Nuku sashata. Order in my mind. Nuku Sekhmet. Order in my day. Nuku ma. Order in my life. That's it. So now we're going to do the call and response. And this is a chant from Temple of Shatao Neter. Do a tap. So let's see. I can type the lyrics into the YouTube channel. HetHeru. And then also we can have Sekhmet. Oops, Dusa. Okay, so I can't type it in on TikTok. Oh, great. But this is a chant from Temple of Shatao Neter. The lyrics are simple. Nukpu HetHeru Netrita. You can't see. I'm blocking. See what's happening? Can't see HetHeru very good. She's in the shadows. Okay. Here. Closer so you can see HetHeru. Okay, there we go. Okay. So it's I didn't enter it. Okay. So first line is Dua HetHeru Netrita. And then you go Dua HetHeru Netrita. And I have different variations. You can try to follow along with me. And then the second one, I'll go, do a HetHeru Sekhmet. Do a HetHeru Sekhmet. Okay, so it's simple. And it's like the spirit is moved. I'm not like, I don't have a set thing I'm going to say or how I'm going to sing it. You just got to flow with it. Dua HetHeru Neteri. Oh, Neteri means the great goddess. Dua is adorations. And Sekhmet is the power of the life force energy. Also, it refers to Sekhmet, because Sekhmet. Dua HetHeru Neteri. 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 Dua HetHeru Sekhmet. Dua HetHeru Sekhmet. Dua HetHeru Sekhmet. Dua HetHeru, Dua HetHeru, Dua HetHeru, Dua HetHeru Sekhmet. Let's do another round. We can do this one together. We don't have to do call and response. Dua HetHeru Neteri. 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 Haha. Dua HetHeru Neteri. Dua HetHeru Sekhmet. Dua HetHeru Sekhmet. Dua HetHeru Sekhmet. Dua HetHeru, Dua HetHeru, Dua HetHeru, Dua HetHeru Dua HetHeru, Dua Sekhmet. HetHeru. See, I just have fun. It's my devotion. I have lots of fun. Alrighty then. All right, now we're going to do a meditation. It's really a chakra clearing meditation. that we learned from Raseki Temple of Healing, Raseki Arts Temple. And I have my chakra stones here, so I'm going to be using them. Let's go over them. We have this, all the sets are different, but we have the quartz crystal for the Ik. I'm going to reciting the Neterian names for the Arits, the chakras. Then they have amethyst for the first eye, for the myrrh. Then they have blue. Is this I think this is lapis lazuli for the Sekhmet chakra, Arit. Then of course green for the heart, Kepra. This looks like citrine yellow for the Ob, solar plexus. I don't know the name of this beautiful orange stone for the Tech, the creativity chakra. And then they have a black. Is it black or is it dark red? I think it's black. I don't think it's tourmaline for their Sekhmet, the root chakra. So I'm going to do that guided meditation, and then after we're done, we'll just sit in silence for a little while, and you can just, I don't know if I need the light on for this. Let's see if I can. Just sit in silence and visualize what you'd like to manifest in life. That's what I like to do. I don't know if you need to see me with the chakras. I don't know. I've never done this. That's nice. Okay. There you go. So again, a seated comfortable position. And again, let's dua to Divine Masculine, who is able to make a donation so we can have this public offering of devotion for Sekhmet and HetHeru. So let's start with a few deep breaths. Inhale, expanding the abdomen and filling up the lungs, inhaling all up to the Ik, crown chakra. Hold it for a moment and exhale. Again, inhale the abdomen, filling up the belly to the heart and all the way to the crown. And relax. Let's do one more. And relax. We're going to start. You can just, if you don't have crystals, you can just put your hands on your crown chakra. Arit. Nuki, I am illumination. I'm just going to breathe a few times at each Arit. First time. Nukmer, I am at peace. Now on your pineal gland. I am the truth of mind. Now over your ears. I am one with the divine. Throat chakra. Nuxacam, I give thanks. Heart. Capra, I am unconditional love. Nuke, I am that I am. Nuke tank, I am filled with light. Nuke Sekhmet, I'm the earth. I respect all life. Now put your hands at the back of your solar plexus chakra. Nuke Om. I am filled with radiant joy. Now the back of your creativity chakra. Nuktank. I love and accept myself as I am. I love and accept myself as I am. I love and accept myself as I am. And now the back of your root chakra. Nuksepket, I release worry, I am trust. Now keep your left hand on the back of your root chakra and your right hand. Place it at your pineal gland at the base of your skull. I create a wonderful life for myself. Now place one hand on each one of your hips. I'm secure in my divinity. Now place one hand on each of your ankle bones. I love myself. I know myself. I trust myself. Now place your hands at the balls of your feet, the bottoms of your feet. Divine love and light lives, moves, and flows through me. Right. I'll just have a few moments. Yourself. Slowly return to normal consciousness unless you want to stay in this meditative state. I just wanted to bring this session to a close. I'm going to close with these sacred spirit prayers. I forgot to read them earlier. Some things I have about Sekhmet. So we'll close with this. You know what? We'll save this for next time with Sekhmet. That's more of a healing session. All right. So the closing prayer for AstMaataJi Temple is. I'm just going to play the sister. Yuka Jahuti Matsevima Yuka Jahuti Matsevima Yuka Jahuti Matsevima Yuka Jahuti Matsevima Radevim Peru Ranel Bim Naparu. Ranel Bim Naparu. Ranel Bim Naparu. No Tajahuti. Matamima. No Tajahuti. Matamima. No Tajahuti. Matamima. No Tajahuti. Matamima. Matamim Naparu. Ranebim Naparu. Ranebim Naparu. Ranebim Naparu. Ranebim Naparu. One more time. No Gajahuti. Matamima. No Gajahuti. Matamima. No Gajahuti. Matamima. No Gajahuti. Matamima. Ranebim Naparu. Ranebim Naparu. Ranebim Naparu. Ranebim Naparu. I know. Oh, good. I have it right here. And here's the translation. I learned this chant from, of course, Saved by Ma and AstMaataJi, and their wonderful teachings, many teachings. Nuk Ajahuti, I am Jahuti. Ma'at has effectiveness and expresses through me. Daily I express beauty and goodness without fail. Perennially I experience well-being and positive feelings. And I just getting into the habit of declaring Neb Ma'at. All is Ma'at. All is in alignment with Ma'at. I'm supposed to say it at the beginning. I forgot, so I'm saying it at the end. That everything presented today was my best intention to be in alignment with Ma'at, all my words, thoughts, actions, and may your day be all Ma'at, Neb Ma'at, Lord and Lady of Ma'at, Neb Ma'at, Nebet Ma'at. I am the Lady of Ma'at, striving to have all things Ma'at in my world. All right, so this has been another wonderful presentation of Neterian Devotion on Thursdays from AstMaataJi Temple of Divine Light, Healing, and Sweet Sound. If you're just tuning in on TikTok, you can find the replay on my YouTube music channel. And special thanks to Divine Masculine, who made a donation today, which enabled us to have this wonderful spiritual devotional time together with Sekhmet and HetHeru. And like I said before, I haven't been making offerings in this way to Sekhmet and HetHeru for a while, so I was a little rusty on some of the songs. Oh my goodness, you're still here. So I appreciate you being patient with me as I get back into my rhythm, since my harp was stolen last year. So I'm going to go ahead and close the altar now, and then I will do the portal closing after we've tuned off. And again, if you're intrigued by these teachings presented during these sessions, visit EgyptianYoga.com, and also consider making a temple to AstMaataJi Temple of Divine Light, making a donation to AstMaataJi Temple of Divine Light, Healing, and Sweet Sounds. You can get more information on that at lightbeamwellness.com/AstMaataJi-temple. So if you're in the Chicago area, we'll be back tomorrow afternoon and live in person at 3 p.m. here at the Temple Space for a session of Akusaneb. And then on Tuesday, we'll be back online for Tamarican Tuesday. And then we have a session of Akusaneb online, provided one person is able to make a donation on the behalf of everyone. On Wednesday, we have Wellness Wednesday. We talk about the stars and just different topics of healing and wellness. We usually have a sound healing offering. And we're gearing up for January 21st to 25th with this 6 or 7 planet alignment that everyone's getting excited about. And then again, Thursday, we'll be back for Neterian devotion on Thursdays. And I don't usually know which Neter will be honored until I get up in the morning. But if you have a request, just send me a message and I will get something prepared for you. All right. And also, AstMaataJi Temple, if you have a loved one who has transitioned, we can do a virtual reading from the HetHeru on their behalf. If you're interested in that, just let me know. Do a HetHeru. And if you're in Chicago, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, that rhymes. If you're in Chicago, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again to Divine Masculine for your love and support. HetHeru. Ooh, all right. And thank you so much for those of you on YouTube who've been riding this wave with me. I really appreciate your presence, Constance and Hatshepsut. Yeah, I really appreciate interacting with you and learning together with you. So I hope you have a spectacular Thursday.